So that's how you bring in branded Instagram story stickers to your stories. Oh, bonjour there. Are you looking for creative ways to edit your Instagram stories so that your followers stop their scroll? Well, you're in luck because today I'm showing you how to add creative touches to your Instagram stories without even leaving the Instagram app. If you've ever struggled or wondered how people are making fun, creative, and fresh stories, well, today is your lucky day because I don't want to use a million apps. I'm sure you don't either. So I'm going to share with you my best tips, tricks, and hacks for making really cool, fun stories all within the Instagram Stories app. And stay tuned until the end where I'm going to share with you one of my favorite Instagram story design hacks that I use all the time so that my stories actually have a custom-made sticker in them featuring my product or brand logos. I'm Elise Darma, and I've helped thousands of entrepreneurs and business owners like yourself use Instagram so that it actually becomes a revenue stream in their business. And today I'm sharing creative ways to edit your Instagram stories. I'm gonna pull up the Instagram app and let me show you my tricks. First things first, we wanna open up our Instagram stories and then swipe up so that we pull open our camera roll. So I have an album here called Bali 2019, but you have all your camera folder options here. So let's use an image from this album. The very first trick that I wanna show you is the Eyedropper tool. So sometimes people don't know how to use this one. So let's just give it a simple title, Bali. And let's say I want to put it right here, but I don't want the white. I actually want this to match the color of my scooter. So in the bottom left, I'm going to hit the eyedropper, and then I'm going to drag it to the color of the scooter that I'd like to use. And there we go. I've matched the font and the color of my text with the color of my scooter. The second trick I want to show you is how to apply a color overlay and then use the eraser tool. So right in the upper right, you see the 2 letter A's. Move one over to the scribble line, and that's where you're going to get color options, okay? So this first option, I'll just use a bright color to show you, is a pen. Let me just make it thicker. There you go. The second option is an arrow tool, which is relatively new from filming this. The third option is a highlighter tool, and then we have a sparkle tool. So let me just undo those, because the one that I want to show you is what I call the highlighter tool. So that's the middle one. Then I'm going to go ahead and find a light color. So let's use the color pink. And then I'm just going to press and hold my finger down. And so now this overlay has been applied to my image, which is really cool. But the second thing you want to do is take the eraser tool, which is the very last one on these options. And this tool on the left-hand side allows you to choose the size of your eraser pen. So I'm going to choose a thinner eraser tool. And now I'm going to take my finger and spell out Bali so I can erase parts of the image that I want to showcase with the eraser tool. So that's a really cool way to make your images in your stories pop and stand out in different ways. The next thing I want to show you is how to make a dotted line. So you just head to the A in the upper right, and then go ahead and hit the period symbol or period button. And I think it'll stay the same no matter what your font is. Actually, there are some variations, so let's go with classic. And if you just keep on doing that, you are going to be able to create a dotted line. And of course, the more you hit it, the thinner it's going to get. So this could be cool if you want to give yourself an underline. Let's say, again, we spell out Bali, and this is just going to be the underline for our headline here. Maybe we want to put it above. So then I'm just going to highlight it, hit copy, find my mouse and my cursor, tap to do that, then hit paste. Let's shrink them all down. And so now I have this kind of divider by these periods, creating this cool dotted line effect. So again, we can use our eyedropper tool to find a color. Maybe we want something like that. And there we go. We've used the periods to create a really cool line effect. The fourth design tip I want to show you is how to bring in elements that you can overlay onto your image. So the first thing you're going to do is hit the A's in the upper right, and where it says strong, tap so that it says classic. Then I want you to hit the 1, 2, 3 on the keyboard, and it's going to take you to another section of the keyboard. Then hit period. Now you're going to tap the A that has the outline, and you can see that it gives it a solid background. I want you to tap the A again and you get a transparent background. So now go ahead and find whatever color suits you the best. And now you have this cool design element that you can play around with. You can zoom it out so that maybe you don't want that dot right there. You can repeat that whole process again so that you can get a different color and then overlay that on top. So yeah, you can just have some fun using the classic font and adding these design elements on top of an image. The next thing I want to show you is how to do the famous rainbow text or ombre text. So first things first is write out some text. Scooter. Taking a scooter ride in Bali. There we go. I prefer the strong font, so I'm just going to choose that one. Then I'm going to hit the A with the sparkles to give it a background color, and I'm just going to make it black. That way you're going to really be able to see the rainbow font. And why don't I make this 2 lines as well? Okay, so once you have your text, you're then going to tap on it and see the blue cursor. Tap that until you see the select all option. Then you're going to select all, and now all your text has been chosen. Next thing is I'm going to take my right thumb and I'm going to put it on the purple button, and that's going to give me a whole gradient of colors and color options. So you can see as I drag my thumb, it's going to change the color of the text. But the key is I'm going to take my other hand, my left hand, and grab the top cursor. So I'm going to move the cursor at the same time that I drag my thumb. Here is what it looks like. And as you can see, you get that ombre or rainbow effect, which just really adds a pop to your stories. The next design tip I want to show you is how you can search for special words and actually pull up a whole set of custom graphics and GIFs. So the first thing you want to do is hit the square smiley face, and that's going to pull up this menu. Then tap GIF. So right away, you're going to see trending GIFs. But here's where I want you to actually type in special keywords. They're typically the names of artists. And what you're going to find is you're going to see a whole set of GIFs with their particular design aesthetic. So here I typed in Gladys, and then I'm finding all of this artist's GIFs and designs. So pretty cool, huh? Let me show you some others. We've got another one called Teachable. So when I type this word in, again, I see a whole different design aesthetic. We have Izzy Inc. And so what you want to do is just see if any of these really match your brand, and then it could just be a really good go-to set of GIFs for you to use in your stories. So I'm going to leave a list right here of all the names and designers that you can search inside of the GIFs section of Instagram stories to have this option. The last design tip I want to share with you is how to add in your product logos or your brand logo as a sticker to your Instagram stories. So the very first thing you need to do is export or save your logo as a PNG file with a transparent background. That's key. Then you need to get it over onto your phone or your camera roll. Okay, so showing you my camera roll, you can see in my favorites album here, I have my Story Vault logos saved. So they do have a clear, transparent background, and you're gonna see what that looks like in just 1 second. So here's my Instagram story that I'm gonna jazz up with my logo. What you need to do is go to wherever you save your logos in your phone, tap select, and then tap the one that you want to bring over into your story. Then you're going to hit the square share button at the bottom. This is for iPhone or iOS. And then you're just gonna tap where it says copy photo. So now it's been copied. Now I'm just gonna zoom back to my Instagram story window. Now there's an option to add sticker. So Instagram has automatically pulled that in for me. Now, if you happen to miss that option where that little pop-up appears, you can also just grab the cursor and tap a second time to where it says paste, and then you can paste that in. So now you can see I've pasted it in twice. Now I only need it once. And as you can see, we have a transparent background because I can see the image behind this sticker. So to make it more clear, what I like to do is hit the highlighter button, and then I will find maybe a light pink, and I'll just give it a couple scribbles so that we can actually see the logo. Of course, this depends on the image that you bring it into, but for a busier image like this one, I would definitely do that. So that's how you bring in branded Instagram story stickers to your stories. You simply need to save them to your camera roll, and then when you're ready, tap select, hit the image, then you're going to say copy photo, and then come over to your Instagram stories and then tap add sticker. Or if you don't, you can just find the cursor, tap again, hit paste, and there we go. We have a second version of the logo in our stories. So it's really quite simple and really quite effective. The first few steps you need to take care of on your own, which is to save the logo with a transparent background and get it over onto your camera roll. Now that you have a few extra creative tips and ideas on how to jazz up your Instagram stories, well, my friend, you need Story Vault to answer the question, what do I actually post in my stories? Story Vault is my solution for you, where I have done the work for you. I have brainstormed literally 800 prompts and ideas of things that you can share in your stories to actually move the needle in your business. I cover all seasons of business growth, including visibility, engagement, lead generation, and sales. So if you're needing any of those things in your business, spoiler alert, we all need one of those things at any given time, then I invite you to check out Story Vault. I'll leave the link right below this video. To ease and revenue, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching today's training. I really hope you learned some extra tips and tricks. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell so that you don't miss any future trainings just like this one.